Now, Storm Watch 12 weather on News Watch 12.
We've been fortunate enough to not have a whole lot of smoke in the entire region for the last couple of days, but you can see from this map now the entire area has been affected, and we do have even a little bit of smoke along the Oregon coast, but the two big fires, the Smith River Complex and the Happy Camp Complex fires, are both flaring up and providing a lot of smoke, especially into Northern California. And that smoke is blowing from the west towards the east. Again, especially Wairika, Montague, Weed, those areas really starting to feel that effect. And that is going to push from west to the east throughout the day. Up for the Rogue Valley, we have a little bit of some smoke in the region now, but that is going to be pushing off towards the east. And that's going to continue to go through the area this afternoon. In fact, you can see that timestamp Sunday at 1 o'clock. A little bit less smoke maybe into Northern California, but the smoke is going to start to increase in here into the Rogue Valley from the west towards the east. And we go into the later afternoon, and you can see some of those green colors indicating some of that thicker smoke. So the air quality that might be good at this particular time could deteriorate into the unhealthy for sensitive group. It is a possibility. There is a very low chance it could get even worse than that, but I don't think it'll last very long, even if it does do that. But it'll do that for the remainder part of the afternoon and into the early and evening hours before we start seeing a little bit of some improvement. Now, as we go through our stormcast for the day, we're just going to see some high clouds. So if we're not really seeing a lot of the smoke in the air, we'll just see some high clouds drifting from the southwest towards the north and the east. Now, the thing also is going to increase is clouds, low clouds, and fog along the Oregon coast, and that'll eventually start to filter in, but that'll have to wait at least for a little bit. Now we're looking at Monday morning. You can see there's actually a chance of some showers up in the central Oregon coast. Yeah, that's not affecting us down here, but that is an indication of kind of what's to come, because that is the leading edge of a cold front that'll be pushing through the region. In fact, it blows all the way through as we get through Monday. We're just getting some high clouds, and that's really it. It pushes out of the region by the time we get to Monday afternoon. The only thing we're going to see is at least some drizzle along the central and northern Oregon coast. Might even see that here in the southern Oregon coast, but really the Rogue Valley, east of the Cascades, all we're going to get is just some high clouds from that. Now, by the time we get to Tuesday morning, there's maybe another system way up to our north, but it's not going to do anything to us here except cool us off by a little bit. So at least it'll feel a lot more pleasant by the time we get to Tuesday, even though we're not going to see a whole lot of cloud cover. Now, forecast for tonight, temperatures drop into 58 degrees in Medford, 52 for Brookings. Heading east the Cascades, as you can see, temperatures into the 40s, 46 for Lakeview, 47 for Klamath Falls. Forecast again for today, 88 in Medford, so a little bit cooler, 66 for Brookings, 86 for Klamath Falls. Now, if you're heading out camping, say over the next 3 days, temperatures not looking too bad, especially into the Cascades, though temperatures staying into the mid 70s for Sunday. By the time we cool into Monday, hey, temperature is cooling much cooler, closer to room temperature. But again, we still have that fire danger still at high. Now, in terms of our Rogue Valley forecast for the next several days, in terms of our temperatures, again, we cool off 84 degrees by the time we get to Tuesday. So that's going to feel pretty nice, couple degrees below average. But look what happens as we get towards the end of next week. Boy, it's going to get pretty hot. Temperatures in mid 90s. By the time we get to Friday. And that's because this system that's going to be pushing through the region as we go through the next couple of days cools us off and gives us a little bit more cloud cover. But this little wiggle here on Tuesday, that's that system that's going to cool us off a little bit more, dropping those temperatures into the mid 80s. But look what happens. We get high pressure building over the region once we get into the latter part of the week. And that's going to make those temperatures climb up pretty significantly. But by the time we get to the end of next weekend and into early next week, looks like things will start to cool down a little bit. So here's your extended forecast for the Oregon coast. Temperatures staying into the 60s through Tuesday, and then we climb back into the 70s beginning on a Wednesday. Northern California, again, it stays pretty dry for the next several days. Temperatures primarily into the 80s, but we get back into the 90s by Thursday. For the Klamath Basin, temperatures are going to stay into the 80s by the time we get to the end of the week, right? Almost 90 degrees by Friday. And the Cascades, again, variable clouds and sun for the next several days. Temperatures in the 70s through Wednesday, 80s beginning on Thursday. Here in the Rogue Valley, again, hazy conditions, at least Sunday. That may linger into Monday as well. Temperatures cooling again by the time we get to 84 degrees on Tuesday. And then that warm temperatures start to rebound again beginning Thursday and lasting through at least early next weekend.